Hello! Check out what I got! We're gonna unbox this bad boy today, then we're gonna compare it to the old one, and then talk about if you should buy one. Also, be a little patient with me. I don't have a professional studio. It's me, an iPhone, and my basement. So, we're gonna unbox this one probably not gracefully. So, let's go. We have foam and plastic. So, I did want to mention that it's shipped in the box, the Curio box. So it tells everybody what it is. So if you have porch pirates, I would be aware of that because it's shipped exactly in the box that I showed you. It's also, that box is weighed in at almost 30 pounds. So keep that in mind too if you have to move it, or if you move it up and downstairs, things like that. It's also a very big box. It is 22 inches tall, 26 inches wide. So keep that in mind. This thing is also huge. So we got foam, and it's heavy. This is so huge compared to the original little Cameo, or the original little Curio. Alright, so we got a box. So we have a blade, we have an auto blade, we have washi tape, and we have a power cord. It is not coming with USBs anymore, because apparently they decided we all had USBs, and we don't need them. And then that's the rest of the power cord. We got some directions. We have some clippy things in the back to make sure that this guy didn't move in shipment. So we're going to turn this guy around and take them off. We've also got all sorts of tape. I'm going to show you, we have packing tape and foam in here too. Alright, so these are these guys from the directions. And what it is to keep this guy from moving. Alright, so I got that one off. You have to screw these too, or unscrew these. And then he comes off. I will say this guy is packed really well to try to minimize shipping issues. So there we go. We are all free and clear now. So this guy comes with the ES match, the electrostatic match. It seems to be referred to as ES mat for short. And this is our protector on it as well. So that is our electrostatic mat. I don't know if you can tell, this is all shiny and smooth. This is not. So just clip this guy in, and then this must be our little protector to go over this. So, and it feels a bit like you know, like a heavy clear shower plastic. It feels a bit like a vinyl, heavy vinyl, like clear vinyl, or like vinyl for like a shower curtain, like a really heavy one. That would go there. I didn't get a mat straight out of the box. And then this is something else I wanted to point out. So see up here, this is the powered carriage, and it's where all the new fun tools come, and you can see the little dots here, which are going to be where you can plug it in to be powered. They're going to have a foil one, an embossing tool, and then the fun one that we're all curious about is the acrylic one. That's going to like power and turn and etch acrylic. Per normal with Silhouette, the tools aren't available yet. They're saying fall of this year. It's technically fall, so I don't really know, but the cool new tools will come here. This is just your standard normal carriage. And we're going to turn this thing on. Now, one thing I do is kind of annoying is I really wish there was some kind of grid or numbers on here. This is 12 by 12. You've got some marks. You've got marks here and up here to kind of show you where it is. But I really wish there was some kind of grid here so you can kind of see. I'm going to turn this guy on. You have to push and hold the power button for a second. I panicked for a minute. And then it does this cool like movie thing. So make sure nothing's in the way when you turn it on. Now, my guess is for cutting, like precision cutting, you're going to want to end up moving it like this. And that way you could put your blade like exactly over where you want it to start cutting. You're not going to have, so say you wanted your blade to start cutting there. You could move it so it could start cutting right there. All the machines can do this, but it's not something that we use a lot. It's not a feature we use a lot on the machines, but technically all of them can do it. And so this ES mat is what I was kind of curious about. And so welcome to my messy real life craft room. So this is the ES button, and you got to push it to turn it on. That's on, and that's off. Yeah, I know. And then this button, you got to push it. I'll show you. So if I push that other button, it's the auto detection for how thick we've got it, how thick of material you've got, which I think is pretty cool too. But apparently the static mat has to like build up the static cling, and then you have to give it a minute. You have to give it a minute until it'll stick. But it will stick, which I think is, I think this is cool. I think it's probably going to be a pain in the butt right out of the gate until people really get a hang of it. But it is quite cool. Now, as cool as this might be, if you're not a paper cutter, like I don't enjoy cutting paper. I don't think I've ever really done a paper crafting project on the channel. So I don't know if I will invest in an ES mat for the Cameo 5. And just like they're coming out with a foiling tool, I don't know if I'll invest in that when I already have a foil quill. I bought this with my own money. I'm not connected. I'm not an influencer. So I bought this with my own money along with all the tools. So if somebody wants to give it to me, I'll totally take it. But if I have to buy it, I don't know if I will. The embossing tool and etching tool, I'm very curious and excited to see. I'm also excited because it's got a 20mm clearance, which I want to say is like 0.8 of an inch, which is really cool because that was one of the kind of pitfalls of the Cameo, or the original Curio, was it wasn't that tall. It was like 5mm. So this is pretty cool. My other thing that I think is going to take some getting used to or figuring out is if you want to cut with a mat, how we do that. It will stick, but I would imagine good practices would have you taping it down. And I would imagine that's why tape came with the machine itself, is that you're going to spend a lot of time taping things down to this base in order for the machine to move around it. So see, it does stick, and I would imagine you'd be able to stick things to it. All right, let's see if this vinyl will stick. So got my little protector on. It does take a minute for it to build up a charge. So let's go see if this sticks. And see, it does take a minute. Well, that's pretty damn cool. All right, so it does really take a minute. But see, it is now stuck on there. Now, I'm pretty excited for this because if you've ever peeled up like some vinyl and had it like curl into some mess, it's not a lot of fun. I don't know if I'd be brave enough to run it like this or if we tape it. Maybe this will be our first cut. Tell me down in the comments what projects you want to see. We're a little stuck until they come out with some more tools, but what are you curious to see? What do you want to see? What are you excited for? But that's pretty cool. I'll totally admit. Also, I did want to mention, this doesn't really come with any kind of directions per usual with most new purchases on things. I would imagine it's probably somewhere online. Now, I did want to kind of show you something just out of comic relief here. So that is their Curio 2. This is the original one. It doesn't have the bases, but you can see for scale the difference in size. I think it's kind of funny. All right, so a moment of real talk. Do you need one of these? The Curio, If you are very happy cutting your HTV and your adhesive vinyl, the Cameo is probably what is best for you. The Curio is going to be, it's going to have a big learning curve because of the depth of the materials. There's no videos out here on it. This is a completely new machine. Also, you're going to have to update your software to get this to even register. It's also, I want to say, probably just come out of beta, so it's probably going to have some little bugs in it for you too. This is also, it's a lot of trial and error, which is not for everybody. So keep that in mind when you decide to purchase this. It is $429, so it is not cheap. Please don't feel obligated to buy it because they just came out with it. Think about this if it's something that fits in with what you like to craft. I would also suggest if you're not sure, wait until more videos come out, more projects come out, until the tools come out, and see if it's something then that you would like to do. When the original Curio was released, the original Cameos only had 1 millimeter to 2 millimeters worth of clearance. The new ones have 4 millimeters of clearance, so a lot of the Curio specific projects originally can be done on the Cameos now. So this is etching I did on my Cameo 4. I etched the J here. I will caution there are people that say you're not supposed to etch on the Cameo 4. I've done it. I've never had a problem with it. If you want to etch the world, I would look into other alternatives. But if you want to etch occasionally, Cameo 4 can totally do it. This is some clay I cut on the Cameo 4, some polymer clay. Made some paper clip. It's another video on the channel if you're curious. But these were both done on the Cameo 4. So if that's something you want to do on occasion, you totally do it on the Cameo 4 and the Cameo 5. So this is going to be for more like wood blocks and things like that. They're going to come up with that new etching tool, which I think will be really cool too. Do understand that etching takes a long time. For example, this little dog that is etched on the box the Curio comes in, I guarantee you took hours to etch. It took a while to set up and it took hours to etch. So understand that if you're buying this to make this, it's going to take hours to do. Also, this is never going to be able, it might in theory be able to cut wood. In reality, it's not going to be practical to cut wood on it. It will never be able to cut acrylic. It can etch acrylic, but if etching is like your pure passion in life, you'd be better off looking at a laser. Also, for the etching, it's going to come with a crumb tray, which I would imagine this guy slides out and the crumb tray slides back in. And from what I saw online, it's basically a tray and the etching and the acrylic's going to go inside it. So that way it's going to help contain the dust. Because when you were etching on this one, the dust kind of got everywhere. I also did want to show you, this is Heat Press Nation. I just happened to pull them up when I was looking for information on the Curio 2. This is the Curio 2 Power Engraver. It looks like it is going to be 30 bucks. This leather punch, they're going to have a leather punch tool. It's got different sizes. It's going to be able to put holes into either probably faux leather or some really thin pieces of real leather. Once again, I don't know if I'll buy. My guess is it's for like sewing things together, but I don't know how much leather work I'm going to be doing. And then this the heat pen is going to be $90. Once again, I don't know if I'm going to buy because I have a foil quill. I don't know why this would be better than the foil quill I already own. And then they have the electrostatic mats up here. Looks like they're going to be $100 for the Cameo 5s. They also have the dates up here for what is expected to be released. So let me know what you think in the comments. If you have questions, comments, projects you're looking forward to. I'm kind of curious what everybody thinks of this. I'm dorkily excited, but this is not for everybody, but I'm excited. So if you have any questions, let me know too. Please like and subscribe and follow for more crafty content. And thank you so much for watching.